Okay, we are at Rishikesh, and this river which you see is Ganga River, and here is Mitra,
Namaste.
and we're gonna make a short talk, maybe actually not talk. I will just have some questions, and Mitra will talk about my questions to make me answer a bit. Mitra is a specialist in Kama Sutra and Tantra. And in this movie, I'm gonna ask him actually, but we're gonna watch it, about for the person who don't know anything about Tantra. What is Tantra?
Tantra is a Sanskrit word where when you divide it into two parts, it becomes Tan plus Tra. Tan means energy and Tra means expansion. It's an expansion of energy. It's expansion of your energy. It's expansion of your universe. It's expansion of your senses. It's expansion of your feelings. It's expansions of your sensitivity of the body. It's expansions of your mind. It's expansions of your body. It's expansions of your pleasures. It's all kind of energy expansion possible for you comes under the science of Tantra. Tantra is a very, very vast thing. In the West, they did little misunderstood it, but in deep, if you connect to the tantric science, it connects you to the each and every dimension with different species on different level to get this energy and to make your life more harmonized, more calm, more pleasurable, more peaceful, more joyful. It helps you to get an overall development where you can fulfill your duties, where you can fulfill your pleasures, when you can satisfy yourself, and when you can really liberate yourself from everything. So Tantra is a complete path, like any other path of the world.
Okay, is it like something which is for everyone or just for some percent of people?
If you really talk about Tantra, deep Tantras, where we connect with different spirits, different dimensional species, I say that it's not required for everyone, that only a selected people go and need to practice these kind of things which has such energy. But the philosophical part of Tantra could be useful for everyone in the world, especially now, because Tantra has a very simple philosophy. If you want to be free from something, just do it. Don't run away from it. Just do it, but do it with complete awareness, with total awareness. When you are aware and doing these things, you automatically understand what is happening inside and outside you. So you grow up. With this behavior of life, you grow up every day in everything, the way you eat, the way you live, the way you behave to the people. So you grow up and you turn to be more bigger personality, more bigger person who can really enjoy this world and who can really liberate from this world.
Okay, so you called Tantra as not a philosophy. It's not philosophy, it's not religion, it's science.
Tantra is a totally science. It's totally science.
Okay, does it have anything with Vedas?
Yes, of course it has to do with the Vedas, it has to do with the ancient text. Actually, Veda is one of the ancient texts, and we have a lot of texts like that in the ancient period, which comes with the different mind, different traditions, different cultures, not only from India, from different part of the world, like Peru, from Latin America, from Africa. Tantra is not only an Indian thing, it's a thing for whole world, which comes from everywhere. They just call with the different names over there. But it's a whole science which was existing before, which is existing now, and which will ever exist, because it's a science of 5 elements. How you can use these 5 elements and how you can make your life better with the help of these 5 elements.
Okay. Yeah, but because you answer for everything which I was thinking just in this short.
Here I want to add one thing, like
Yeah.
basically in West there is a big confusion about the Tantra. Normally,
one.
normally people thinks like, is Tantra is sex, or is Tantra has to do everything with the sex?
Yes.
I say no. That Tantra deals with sexual energy, not with the sex. For sex, we have a different science, which is we call as Kama Sutra, where everything connected to your physical pleasures, everything connected to how you can get more pleasures and how you can give more pleasures. So at least you get satisfied on the level of body. Once you get satisfied on the level of body, then only you can move into the spiritual path. Without satisfying on the level of body, you cannot satisfy it on mental level, and it will be impossible to get satisfied on spiritual level. So Kama Sutra is something different, but Tantra we use sexual energy, not sex. That's the big difference. If somebody is teaching you sex on the name of Tantra, sorry, maybe he is not aware about Tantra. He's not having any experience from Tantra. He just created his own hypothesis, because there is no ancient scriptures available in the history which talk about sex, not sexual energy in Tantra. They talk about sexual energy. They talk only about sexual energy and how to use it. But all other things are also there with Tantra. But better, if you are interested in sex, I will advise you to go into the field of Kama Sutra, not into the field of Tantra.
Which will go later.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, also the question I asked yesterday, is there a left and right Tantra, or it doesn't exist?
See, there are a lot of philosophies came into existence after, like in last 200 years. But if you go to the more ancient text, basically what people call it right-hand Tantra is same as yoga. They have absolutely similarities, like if you see and read the principles and things to avoid, everything is same. Like celibacy, non-violence, and all these things, they are same as the yoga. As the yama and niyama of the yoga is also there in right-hand Tantra as it is, with just different names and different postures. But according to me, I'm just saying according to me, there is no such thing like right-hand Tantra. This right-hand Tantra is yoga. Tantra is only left hand. It's not right-hand Tantra.
Let's shortly say, can you tell us what is yoga? Because we understand yoga mostly as a physical exercise with some philosophy included.
Philosophy included. Yoga is useless without philosophy. So most important part of the yoga is yogic philosophy. If you understand yogic philosophy, then only you can understand yoga. So let me brief up in the small little words. Yoga is a Sanskrit word which means sublimation of two and becoming one. Actually, anciently, when it was discovered that how men can get enlightened, how men can find himself, how, when I'm saying men, women don't get panic, because I'm talking men here for humans, not like men especially. So when anciently men wanted to get enlightened, he made a great research on different fields, and he found that the yoga is the easiest way to get enlightened. Because if you go step by step and follow what that they are demanding, you get what it is saying. Like it's the 8 steps of Ashtanga yoga, or like Hatha yoga, or like yoga. So first is yama. When you follow yama, then only you can go to niyamas. And when you follow niyama, then you enter into asanas. Asanas is the thing which West is introduced, the physical postures and all, which you are talking about here, this exercisal part. Then asana. Then when you complete the asana, automatically the pranayama happens. Pranayama are the breathing practices. So pranayama comes, and then pratihar happens. Pratihar happens naturally. Dharana happens naturally. Dhyan happens naturally. Samadhi happens naturally. These are the natural parts. They happens. But you have to do yama and niyama. Nobody is ready to follow yama and niyama, Without yama and niyama, if you will do only asanas, you will lose the path. Yoga could be your exercise, but it will not be your spiritual path if you will not do yama and niyamas. And we are not talking about the yoga. That's why I don't want to go in the deep talk about yama and niyamas, that what they are. But in brief, I can say you little that like ahimsa, non-violence. So you have to practice your non-violence by your speech, by your thoughts, by your life. So you have to practice it by all three levels. Then you have satya, and the truth. You have to practice truth by your mind, by your speech, by your lifestyle. You have to, one more, very, very controversial and very important, celibacy, like having no sex. So this you have to practice.
No sex, no drinking, no drugs.
Nothing. No drugs, no sex, nothing.
No sports car.
Maybe you can have sports cars. Some of the yoga teachers or some of the yoga gurus, they are having many sports cars. But that is not my issue. But what I am saying is, like yoga says, if you really want to make it as your spiritual path, 12 years you have to live without sex, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Okay, I think some of the people would think now, what about Kundalini yoga?
I'm not the right person to comment on it because I don't believe in it.
Okay, so like Tantra and Kundalini yoga is different.
Totally different. It's
Totally
totally different. Totally come from different
And
people.
Kundalini doesn't exist.
Nobody knows the Kundalini yoga about Kundalini yoga before some of his creators recently happened. So there is not an ancient text available about it, and there is not ancient practice available about it. So no need to go deeper into it. And according to my experience, almost 90% of the spiritual people who do some kind of spiritual practice, they never experience Kundalini. Never.
Kundalini is an energy which is flowing.
Yeah,
From our
energy
bottom
is
to-
flowing. Actually, Kundalini, they call it, in philosophical part, they call it something like triangular shape thing, which is situated somewhere right above your Mooladhara, 2 inch above your Mooladhara, below your Swadhisthana. And it's like a coiled snake in a triangular form. So it is staying somewhere there, as they say. But as I met to the real yogis, and as I see them, it doesn't happen by just doing some little meditation or some little practice. It's really need a sincere, dedicated life towards the yogic path.
How do you start? How do you do the practice of Tantra?
See, first you go to the practice of Kama Sutra. Why? Because your first root where all energy is accumulating is your Mooladhara, is your basic, is your root. And whatever you are eating is ultimately going and getting converted into your sexual energy. If you will read the Ayurvedic chain of food, so when you eat food, then it becomes rasa, then rakta, then masa, majja, and then it asti, and then it becomes like shukra. Shukra is like sperm. So ultimately it's becoming sperm. Whatever you're eating, if it is becoming your sexual energy, the first most thing is, it's very clear that nature has focused everything in your body on your sexual energy. So the most important thing in your body for nature is sex. I'm not talking here about the philosophical part, but I'm talking on the practical part. For nature, if nature has focused on something too much, it means is the most important thing for nature. So in your body, for nature is the most important thing is sex. Why? Because with this you can create offsprings, and nature has designed all the human beings in such way, all the animals in such way, that their purpose is to create new beings. So whatever you're eating, ultimately it's becoming your sexual energy. And till this chakra is hungry, till your Mooladhara is not satisfied, till your sexual energy is not satisfied, till you're not free from this chakra, no spiritual growth is possible. You cannot grow up. So I will not advise directly go and practice Tantra. I will advise you to practice first Kama Sutra. If you are having single partner or multiple partner, it doesn't matter, it's your way of living. Get satisfied on this chakra, work on this chakra, And when you feel that you have enough pleasure and enough satisfaction from this chakra, then slowly move. Then
Okay.
find a master in Tantra and go with this.
But what about monks?
Monks are the different people. They are not the ordinary people. If somebody decides to become a monk, it means he's rare. He's not an ordinary person. He has that courage to leave everything and go. And if you have that courage, then for sure everything is yours. Then rules are not applied. In India, we say that if you become a monk, you have no credits, no loan. You know, like if you become a monk, if you have taken lended money from someone or you have given money to someone, everything finishes on the same day. So becoming monk is not an easy thing.
Can I become
really
a monk and leave it after 2 days?
Then after 2 days they will come and take money from you. Yeah.
So, you are like God in Kama Sutra. What next?
When you are finished with Kama Sutra or when you are satisfied with your sexual energy, then you need to find a master. If you want to go, then you need to decide that if you want to go to Tantric path or Yogic path. And if you want to go to Tantric path, you need to find a master who knows Tantra. And he will give you some meditational practices, some chanting practices, some mantras, some mudras to practice in life. And with this, your spiritual life starts. Tantra always start first with mantra. This is the basic rule. If you don't have a mantra, you cannot have a tantric life. It starts from mantra. Then later the master can give you the knowledge of yantras, where to connect, how to connect with different dimension, different energy levels. The very basic thing is a mantra. The first day when your master initiate you into the path of Tantra, he will give you a mantra. And this mantra is going to be your life mantra, lifelong mantra. It will change everything. This will be like best word combination for you. What is a mantra? Mantra is a combination of sounds with the different frequencies according to you to channelize and harmonize your body and your soul together. So you can feel more powerful, more strong, more grounded, and same time you can grow up. So in Tantric path, better if you done up with your Kama Sutra path, then you want to go to the Tantric path. First find a master. This is the first most important thing. Till you don't find a master, what you can do? Because it's not an easy thing to find a master too. You can start chanting some mantra which you feels connected with. It can be any mantra. It need not to be necessarily to be Sanskrit mantra. You can use some Christian prayer. You can use some Islamic prayer. You can use some Latin American prayer mantra. You can use some Peru's shamanic mantra. Any mantra which you feel connected. If you don't have a master, you have to chant a mantra which you feel connected with. But once you have a master, then you have to drop it and you have to chant a mantra which master gives you.
Okay. And the stuff after, I think we will go too deep.
Yeah,
but I have one more question. Does Tantra has anything with white, black magic?
Yes, of course.
Rituals?
Yes, of course.
Maybe we are going deeper now, but that was one of my questions which I wrote before.
Tantra, as I told you, it gives you command on energies. When you go deeper Tantra, it gives you command of energies. And it gives you so much command that you can move a stone by sitting from here. So definitely you can change some people's life too. In either good way or bad way. It all depends what kind of soul you have, what kind of consciousness you have. So of course, yes, it's connected with black and white magic. But first thing, this will not come to you without any master. And if master is wise enough, he understand you, he see you, okay, you looks like to be a kind person, but you are not, so he will not unfold these powers to you. But if you are a really kind person and you really looks normal, then he can unfold these paths for you. But still, it's an issue of master, not mine.
And without master, it's totally impossible, or like 1%?
By accident, everything can happen.
Okay. Like You can move the stone to hit your head and you're gonna be your own master.
Like I know some people who can talk to the spirits and they never practiced anything, and they don't have any special powers, and they don't have even masters, but they can talk to the spirits, they can see the spirits, and it's just because in last life they was practicing something tantric, deeper tantric things, and in this life it continued without their knowledge. That's why they have this power.
Cool.
One more thing here I want to say to all spiritual people who are practicing any kind of spiritual thing, please don't be sad and don't be depressed, because whatever you're doing is going to be credited to your next life. Nothing is going to waste. So if you're doing some practice, here some mantra, suppose you're chanting a mantra, and a mantra gets complete when you chant 10 million times a same mantra. 10 million times. Okay? Remember this. 10 million times is the figure where if you repeat this some mantra in so many times, then this mantra becomes complete. And if you in this life was able to make only 9 million, you couldn't make 10 million and you died before it. So this 9, when you will born in the next life, you will be born with this 9 million mantras, and the effect of this 9 million mantra will change your life totally. With this 9 million mantra, you cannot born in a poor family. With this 9 million mantra, you cannot have a miserable life. With this power of this 9 million mantra, you cannot be a weak person. So it's automatically will be credited to your next life. So no need to be sad, no need to be worried. Whatever you're doing in the spiritual world, everything will be credited to your next life if you don't get used it here.
Okay. One more question from the audience? No. Huh? Okay. Can we cut this as a Tantra now? As this movie about Tantra? Okay. Just in another one, there will be question about what is Kama Sutra? Who are you? And also, I heard you make some workshops, and I want to ask you what are you doing in the workshops. But we planned 10 minutes, it's 25. We need to take a break for a moment.
Yeah, sure. Take a break.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.